East Coast, 3 p.m. here in Minnesota. You can type a wire yes in the question section, verify that you can hear my voice, see the screen. It's time to get things going. I'm excited to be here. Carol, how you doing? Christopher, James, Rick, Stacy, Gary, Patricia, Sam. All right, let's get going. We've got a lot to cover. I am really excited to be here. I want to make sure before we dive in, I want to make sure everybody understands the risks involved and associated with trading and investing. Please be aware of those risks and willing to accept them. Also understand I am not a commodity traded advisor. What that means, pretty simple. I'm not here to give you advice, trade for you. I am, however, here to teach, show, guide, educate, mentor, help you on this journey of becoming a proficient, professional, profitable trader, right? That's why we're here. Okay, I also want to invite you guys to go out and like me on Facebook. If you haven't yet, well, what are you waiting for? No, I joke. I try to post things on this page. I'm not like super active, but I do try to get, decently active. I try to post setups and different things that I'm looking to get into on this page. For example, this is a trade that I posted earlier today. This is a trade that I'm in that I like, and it's looking really good. Now, I want to dive right into the charts because we have a lot to cover today, a lot to cover. And I kind of want to start with a blank canvas. And trust me when I say this, we're going to find some amazing trades. But I kind of want to take a step back a little bit and go over some of the things that we need to make sure are very, very clear before we make any trading decision. Right? We've got to have a very clear-cut reasons why we're doing things. There's got to be very clear, logical ways, and we have to answer some very important questions before we can place any trade. So let's go through this, and then I want to kind of show you a process. It's actually a really amazing process on how you guys can find trades very easily. Before we get started, let me ask a question. How many of you, and this is a kind of a dumb, question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. How many of you would love to see and have me show you a way to clearly have the odds in your favor, dramatically, the odds in your favor in trading in the right direction, have a very clear-cut entry technique, and a very systematic way on managing the trade? Type it in M-E, if that's why you're here, right? That's why we're all here. Tell me a very clear, logical, systematic way on defining direction, and one that's not, it can't be subjective. It's got to be very, very, very clear. So you guys are in for a treat today. I'm going to show you an absolute amazing combination of some things that I believe all of you could literally get in your hands today and do this every single day going forward, and make your jobs, make your this career much easier than maybe you're making it on yourself right now. But let's kind of go through some of these things. The number one thing we need to do is we need to figure out and be able to have a very clear way of defining direction, right? That's the first thing. Type in a wire yes if you agree that is the first thing that we need to do. We need to find direction. We can't do anything. I can't do anything unless I have a very logical, clear, systematic way to find to say, okay, direction. And now number two, we then need a very clear, very easy to follow, easy to understand way to enter the market. Type in a wire yes if you agree on that. Let's call this entry, right? Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Okay, now number three, we need a very clear, logical, systematic way to manage risk. Would you guys agree, everybody in here, would you agree that these three things are the most important things we can do as traders? That's it. This is trading right here. This is all we do as traders. You, me, every single person in the world that's trying to trade for a living, trying to generate income and profits from the market are doing these three things at all times. We're trying to figure out which direction the market or this asset class is most likely to move in next. We then, once we have a direction, we then have to say and have to figure out a way to get in, because I'll give you an example. If I miss one of these, right? Let's say I get a clear direction, but I don't focus on an entry, right? Let's say that the market is moving like this, and we believe it's going up. You know, we're like, hey, the market's going up. And we think it's going up to this 1618 extension up here. It's probably going up there, right? And that's great. Well, if we forget that, yeah, it's going up there, but we've got to have a good, proper entry technique, and let's say we just jump in right here, we're going to potentially cause ourselves more pain than we should. Because what if we jump in right here, right as the market's about ready to retrace, we then get freaked out of the position, maybe take a stop, maybe get scared out, only to watch the market to go our way, right? So we have to have not only a clear direction, but we have to have a clear direction with a nice entry technique and a proper risk management technique. Type in a wire yes if you agree. We need all three. We have to have all three. Have to. Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you a combination of some things today that I think may open your eyes in ways that maybe you've never had them opened before. It may have you excited about this business like you haven't been in a while or haven't maybe ever been before. It's actually very easy and very systematic way of trading. So I love pretty much everything we do. Everything we do at Market Traders Institute is great. There's rhyme and reasons for everything. I know there's some of you in here that you know, you're leveling students. You love leveling. I love leveling. I think it's great. It plays a role in a lot of students. There's some of you that are momentum traders. You love momentum. You love it. It's the strategy you traded. It's great. Target traders, grid traders, all these type of traders, right? And they all play a certain role. But the thing is every strategy has, there's maybe some, I don't want to call it flaws, but there's maybe, if I'm going to be honest, if you're a target trader, there's maybe something missing that we can make it better. If you're a momentum trader, maybe there's something missing that that could be a little better. And so what I wanted to show you today is I want to show you a systematic way on finding the best trades, right? Systematic way of finding the best trades, and ways that you and I and every single person in here can come up with the same exact plan on the same exact currencies every single time, which is important, because if you and I come up with the same plan, and it's a plan that I'm using, and I've been doing this for a long time, and it's a plan that I say, hey, this is a great plan, shouldn't that make you more confident in taking the trade? If me and Gary and Josh and Jose and Chief and all of us are like saying, hey, this is an amazing plan, how confident would you be in taking those trades? And not only that, but knowing that you can come up with those same exact plans yourself without us. Type in a wire yes if you agree that would be pretty amazing, right? Yeah, and it would help you with your confidence. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you what I believe could be a perfect combination of the amazing tools that we have at Market Traders Institute. And hopefully you get a lot out of this. A lot of you have these combinations of these courses already. If you don't, well, today's your lucky day. So let's think about these three questions here. Direction. What strategy, based on what you've seen, if you're brand new, you may not know the answer to this. If you've been around a little while, you might know the answer to this. And if you have this course, you probably for sure know the answer to this. What strategy offers the highest probability, best way to very logically and clearly define direction? Can anybody tell me? Does anybody know? There's one that's above and beyond everything else. Now, there's a lot of different strategies we have that do a very, pretty good job and good job of defining direction. There is one that is head and shoulders above all of them, and that's target trading 2.0. It just is. Target trading 2.0 is over many, many years, in fact, forever, basically. Target traders and target trading will give you the highest probability of trading in the correct direction and to the right levels. And so if I'm thinking of it that way, then I want to use for my direction, I want to, and I'm going to tie in from direction. I'm going to say direction and where to, right? So because it's got to be, which direction are we moving in and where are we going to move to? And there's nothing like targets. Targets is by far the best way to define a direction and where we're moving to. So let me give you an example of that if I can. Let me show you here. For those that maybe don't know about targets, maybe you haven't heard about targets. Let's just take a look here. I'll take a look at the EuroCAD, for example, as an example. Okay, so type in a wire yes if you can clearly see the EuroCAD on your screen, right? This is the EuroCAD. And so the EuroCAD, what I'm looking at here, and we're going to find what I call short-term swing trades. And what I mean by short-term swing trades are trades that are going to last anywhere from a couple days to maybe a week or two at most, and should provide great opportunities. Here's the way we're going to do it. So short-term swing trades. I'm going to look at the last 13 weeks of targets. I'll type all this out. Look at the last 13 weeks targets. So these orange lines that you're seeing here are targets, right? These are what's called targets. And these are created at the beginning of every single week. So this target here, this target right here, is this week's target. So this week's target was created right here, and price is already, price almost opened up right at the target and then rallied up and then ended up falling. So, but this week's target, it will never move, right? This target will never move. It always stays the same. The target for this week right here will always be the target for this week forever. And so these orange lines here, these were created prior weeks, during prior weeks. And what we're looking at is we're looking for targets that have not been hit yet. What I mean by that is this. I'll give you an example. So if I were trading back here, type in a wire yes in the question section if you can see that this target right here was created this week. The week opened up here. There was a target that was created down here. Right? Okay. So the idea would be this. We know as target traders, this here gives us a very, very high probability of being hit. In fact, if it goes longer than, let's say it goes past 1 week, if it goes past one week without being hit, it has an 89% chance of being hit within the next 4, 5, 6 weeks. So what we want to do, if we know we have an 89% probability of this level being hit, what we want to do is we want to start structuring trades or looking for reasons to start shorting down to this target down here. That's what we want to do. That's what we would want to do. And so as the price goes against us, we've got to look for reasons and ways, because we had missed target down here. We had to look for ways to get in. We knew our direction and we knew where price was going to go based on probabilities. And so as a target trader, we should have been looking for every excuse we could find to trade to this missed target right there. Type in a wire yes if you can see that this took a while, but then fell down, boom, and hit that target. And before it did, yep, you got it. It put in a crowning formation. There were also other things that happened. But what these targets allow us to do is allows you and I and every single target trader in this room, or all of you, to get a very clear, obvious, high probability direction. So the way that we're going to do this is this. We are going to assume and we are going to trade towards missed targets. So I'm going to look at the last 13 weeks. I'm going to trade in the direction of missed targets. Missed target is a target that price has not traded through yet. So, for example, before I kind of go into details here, does it make sense that these two targets right here are considered missed targets? Type in a Y or yes if that makes sense, because they were created here, price never came down and hit it. It was created here, price never came down and hit it. So therefore, they're called missed targets. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to trade. This is how we're going to define our direction. We're going to trade in the direction of missed targets. Okay. We're going to trade to the furthest missed target over the last 13 weeks. So in this scenario, the furthest missed target in the last 13 weeks is this target right here. Type in a Y or yes if that makes sense. Okay. So with all this said, we've got short-term, these are short-term swing trades. We look over the last 13 weeks, which target traders, if you're wondering what a 13 weeks represents, it's a 1 hour bar or 1 hour chart with 1,500 bars of history. You put your targets on 1 hour chart with 1,500 bars, it gives you about 13 weeks. And so we got targets over the last 13 weeks. We look to see very fast, very clearly, we see, okay, which direction do we trade in? If we don't have any missed targets, then we don't have a direction. If we have clear missed targets, well, that's the direction we trade in. So in this scenario, what we know is this. We know we need to sell the EuroCAD down to 143.70. Type in a Y or yes if that makes sense, that we're looking to sell the EuroCAD down to 143.70. Not based on opinion, not based on something that I feel or think or like, oh, it's just so overbought, it's got to come down. No, it's based on what it actually is factual. And what is a fact is we have a missed target down here, which gives us a very clear direction down. This has an 89% chance, historically, 89% chance of price coming down and hitting this level within the next 3, 4, 5 weeks. So if I know that, then I better be trading in that direction to that level. So if we go back to our rules, have we clearly found a way to define direction and where to? Use targets. If we use targets, if you and I use this same 13-week methodology where we trade in the direction of missed targets to that level, are you and I going to come up with the same exact direction and levels every single time, yes or no? Now, I want everybody to answer this. This is very, very important stuff. Yes, guys, if you trade this 13-week methodology here to define your direction and where to, you and I and every single person who trades this style is going to be trading in the same direction to the same level. And selfishly, the more people we get trading in the same direction to the same level, inevitably price is going to go down there because we're going to have a whole lot of traders pushing it to that level. No, I joke, but no, but that's pretty obvious. Yes, we're moving in this direction to that level, right? Surely on a micro lot. Surely, but we're going to get you to multiple standards here. That's where you're heading towards, right? All of you. No. Okay. So now we've answered question number 1. We've answered question number 1. Direction, where to? And so we're going to use targets. Entry. Now we have a lot of great entry techniques. In fact, Target Trading 2.0 comes with a pretty high quality entry technique, but there is one entry technique that outperforms all others pretty consistently and pretty much across the board, and it's probably the best entry technique I've ever seen in my life. Just as targets are one of the best, if not the best way to define direction and where the market's moving, there is a strategy we have that is one of the best, if not the best entry technique I've ever seen in my life. Does anybody know what that is? Some of you have the course. Momentum. It's momentum. The micro price detector. Micro price detector is hands down, it is an amazing entry technique. It's an absolutely amazing entry technique. Let me demonstrate that real fast. If price as an example, let's go to the EuroCAD. As an example, if I knew price was moving up and all I did was buy when we get three brick patterns higher, and all I did was use this very obvious 3 brick pattern to enter 1, 2, 3, buy here. When we get 3, you then sell. 1, 2, 3, buy here, sell. 3, buy. Type in a wire yes in the question section if you clearly see you could have made a tremendous amount of money. I mean, a tremendous. There is honestly, once you get a very clear, logical, systematic direction and level you're trading to, there's almost no better entry technique that I've ever seen than momentum. So doesn't it make sense to combine the direction we're moving in with targets, where to we're moving with targets, with the entry of momentum? Type in a wire yes if that makes sense. Huh. Yeah, it does. Makes a whole lot of sense. Makes brilliant sense. Because it's one of the best entry techniques I've ever seen in my life. Okay. So now we've got an entry technique, which is momentum. Risk management. How do we manage risk? Guys, gals, I've been talking about this for the last 3 weeks. Every single trade that I can get a direction and a level we're moving to, what strategy should I use? Every time I have a clear direction, and every time I have a clear direction that we're heading to, heading in, and a level we're heading to, I should be able to turn on the grid, fire it up. So here's what I'm going to do. Now, grid traders, this is going to be a little different, but I told you I'm going to show you a systematic approach today. Watch this. Okay, I'm going to write these rules out. So short-term swings, we look at the 13-week targets. We already got that. Trade in the direction of the missed targets. You know what? I'm just going to make this one rule. Missed targets over the last 13 weeks. No need to repeat myself. Trade to the furthest target over the last 13 weeks. That's direction, right? Direction. Entry. Use momentum, the momentum micro price detector to enter, which means 3 green bricks, I'll say boxes, buy, 3 red boxes, sell. So, as of right now, does this make sense so far? So now we've got a clear direction and a clear entry, clear direction, where it's heading to, and a clear entry. Right? Make sense? Okay. Now risk management. There we go. Risk management. Use the grid to enter, or to use the grid to manage the trades. Measure distance from current price to the furthest target. Divide that number by 10. Place a target on the grid of equal to your overall target. We're going to go through this. Overall target. Place your stop above the prior high, low on of micro price detector. Okay, so here we go. Let's walk through this. This will all make sense. I'm going to show you how you can accomplish these and find trades very fast, set them up, and be done. All right. So number one, let's think which direction. I want everybody to answer this with me. Let's walk through this together, please. Which direction do we have to be trading in and where to? EuroCAD. We're trading down to this level. Why? Because it's has a missed target. This is the furthest missed target over the last 13 weeks. Entry, use the micro price detector. Are we currently in a sell with the micro price detector? Use the micro price detector, enter 3 red boxes equals sell. We're currently in a sell, so you could currently have this on. Now, how do we manage this? Let's measure from current price to the missed target. We've got 585 pips. So I'm going to take 585 divided by 10, right? So 585 divided by 10 is, give me a second. I have to log on. I apologize. Give me a second. Dang it. I'll be right back, guys. I didn't have my account logged in. 1 second. Okay. Okay. Let's do this again. So we've got, it didn't save my rules. That's okay. You're going to see how easy these are, right? So we've got a clear direction to this level. We're then going to use the momentum to enter. Let's measure from my target to current price. That's 585. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to go matrix, above and below. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to place where's my stop going to be? My stop is going to be above this level, right? Above the prior high up here. So my stop's going to be up here. So now I'm going to link this over here. So now I've got my direction we're heading to. I've got my stop, which is going to be above this high here, above today's or last week's high. And now I need to use the grid to manage my trade. So let's do this. So I'm going to go matrix, both sides. I'm going to sell. My overall target, if you remember, was 585 pips. So I'm going to put 585. That's what I'm going for. My stop is going to be 151, 50, I'll say 151.60. I'll get right above that. My target's going to be 143.70. I'm free to enter because we have the micro price detector trading in my way. My grid size is going to be, so my target's 585 pips. I'm going to divide that by 10. I'm going to have a 58 pip grid. And I'm going to hit OK. Type of the wire yes if you can clearly see. My job is done. I've got my target. I've got my direction. I have a clear entry. We're already in it. So I've answered all the main questions I need to answer, which is this: which direction? Target. I used the targets over the last 13 weeks. How do we enter? Enter off of the momentum. Manage risk. How do we manage risk? Manage risk using the grid. So I'm going to show you guys. Let's go through this. Let's go through this and let's see how easy this is, right? I'm going to show you one that's already right now setting up. So I'm going to show you exactly how this would work. Okay, so let's do this together. I'm going to show you the Swiss yen. Which direction am I trading in and where to? Type of the wire yes if you agree that I'm trading down to right around 109. Right? It's pretty easy, pretty clear. Okay. Now let's go to the micro price detector and use that as an entry. Why? Because it's probably the greatest entry strategy you guys will ever use. Yes or no? Am I right now basically in getting a entry strategy, entry signal right now? Yes. Okay, so what do I do? Place my stop above the high. Place my target down here. Let's measure the distance. The distance is 435 pips, so my grid's going to be 43 pips wide. I'm going to go matrix. I'm going to go 10 up and down. 43 pips. 435 is going to be my target. My stop is going to be 114.40. My target's going to be 109 even. I'm going to sell. I'm going to do both sides. And I'm done. How fast did I just set up a trade, guys? Done. My job's done. What did I just answer? Did I just clearly, logically answer the 3 questions we need to answer? And not only that, guys, but a very, very important question. If we're using this technique of using targets to define direction and level that we're going to, we're using momentum to enter in the grid, right? In a grid to manage the trade. Do all of us come up with the same exact conclusions as all of you come to the same conclusions as me? I'm not drawing any lines. I'm not doing any Fibonacci's. I'm not using different fractals than you are. I'm not doing different trend lines or different time frames. You and I and every person in here is coming up with the same exact conclusion. Type in a wire yes if you agree with that. There it is. I mean, look at how easy that is. I'm not kidding you. We're going to flip through as many as we can because I want to show you guys the combination of this is literally, I believe this is as close to probably the holy grail of trading as you can get because it's the perfect combination of the 3 main, the 3 best strategies we have. The best direction and level strategy, the best entry strategy, and the best risk management strategy together. It's like the holy grail of trading to me. So let's just flip through as many as we can. I want to just flip through it as many as you possibly can. As many as we can. Jerry types in the Euro Aussie. It doesn't matter. All of us are going to come to the same conclusion. I want you guys to do this with me. First thing we're asking is this: which direction and where to? So over the last 13 weeks, which direction are we trading in and where to? Does it make sense that we need to be trading down to right around 41.78? Right around this level, right? Type in a wire, yes, that makes sense. Okay, great. So we've just answered question number 1. All of us come to the same conclusion. It's not based on guessing. It's based on what's actually happening very logically in the market. We're trading down to this target. Okay, next, how do we answer? Let's go to the micro price detector. Yes or no, are we currently in a sell? Did we get a sell signal earlier today? Yes, we did. So now you're free to trade because now we've got a clear entry. We've got a clear direction to a level. Now let's trade. Let's put our stop above this high. Let's measure the distance from current price to the target, which is 610 pips. I'll say 600 pips, so we'll say a 60 pip grid. I'm going to go 10 up, 10 down, 60 pips. Both sides. We're going to sell. We're going to target 600 pips because that's how far. That's what we're. If we just shorted right now, I want you guys. I'm gonna pause for a second and go through this example here in a second. Now, if we just took this short right here, we're looking to make 600 pips, right? About 600 pips. Maybe 610 pips actually. I apologize. No, like 600. We're going to say 620. We're looking to make about 620 pips. So our grid needs to be about 62 pips wide. So I'm going to walk through this, and I'm going to show you the difference between those that would enter this on the grid and those that wouldn't, right? So my stop will be about 49.20. My target will be 41.78. Grid, sell, done, done, and done. Mashi, I'm using a different formula than what we've been showing when we've been talking about the grid. When we talked only about the grid trading, we talked about using a formula of 500 bars, right? Type in ME if you were with us when we were talking about that. I'm using a different formula than that, guys. I'm using a formula that takes in. It's very logical. It's still based on a lot of logic, but it's also something that's I think easier, just quicker. You just take the distance from the furthest target where we're going to current price, divide that by 10. There's your grid size. That's it. That's pretty darn simple. So let me just give you an example here. So now we're in the sell. Let's say that price does this as we're in this trade. So we already know we have a clear direction where the market's moving to. We have a nice entry signal. Everything's good. Everything about this trade says we need to be in it. So now let's say we get into it like this. We use the grid. Is it conceivable for price to move possibly like this as it goes down and hits this level? Could it fall like that? Yeah, absolutely it could. So let me show you the difference between, and the reason why using a combination of targets to get your direction and level we're heading to, momentum for the entry to pinpoint your entries to make sure you're getting in, the right entry, and then the grid, because we should be able to take this 620 pips we're looking to make and turn it into like 1,000, 1,500, maybe even 2,000 pips. Here's the reason why. Every one of these grid levels we're going to short at. We're going to short here, 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 here. And remember, we have an overall target of 620 pips. So by the time we get down here, check this out. This is up. I'm going to do the math on this. By the time we get down here, we're up to 200. It's 350, about 450. We're not quite. Okay, so by the time we get right about here, we've got our first 620 pip target. Because right here, this would be up 250. This one would be up about 175. This one would be up about 115, give or take. This trade would be up about 50. So it'd be a little lower. But by the time we get to right about here, we'd have our first plus 620 pips. Type in a wire yes if you understand that. At that time, we would still have this missed target down here. We would reestablish the grid and let it fire away. So we've locked in our first 620 pips. But then we're not done. We then do it once again. Once again as price falls, and by the time it gets down right about here, let's do the math on this. Yep, right about in this area right here, we have our second. Right there, you guessed it, we have our second 620 pips of profits. So now the normal trader, let's say the normal target trader took this. The normal target trader, by the time it gets down here, is up 460 pips. Whereas the grid target trader maximized the entry with the momentum breakout, used the grid, and is up over 1,200 pips. But the grid trader's not done. The grid trader once again reestablishes and once again shorts at all these levels here. And by the time it gets down to, we hit another 620 right in here. By the time it gets down there, we've hit three, possibly 3.5 620 pip targets. So we turned a 620 pip move into over 1,800 pips worth of profits. Type in a wire yes in the question section if you think that's pretty darn sweet. That's pretty amazing. That's the way to trade it, guys. Now think about this. We've got a very clear-cut, very logical direction and level we're trading to. Not based on opinion, not based on what I think. It's based on what is actually happening. We've got a very clear-cut entry based on the momentum breakout, which is by far, in my opinion, this is just based on history too. This is the best entry technique we have. This is the best entry technique. But the issue with momentum is sometimes it's like, well, what about direction? I don't know. Sometimes direction, you get in at the wrong times, you get chopped up. Well, guess what? Trade in the direction of missed targets to that level. Once you get those two answered, then you put on the grid, you use the formula that I just came up with, you put on the formula, and you're done. You're done. You sit there and by the way, when you trade this style, whatever your distance is from current price to your target, take that number times 2, maybe even 3, and that's what your overall pip expectation should be down to that level. All right, before I move on, I just need to make sure, are you guys starting to type in a wire yes if you're starting to understand this? You're starting to understand the power of the combination. Most importantly, guys, the most beautiful thing about this is that every one of us is on the same page. All of us are on the same page with this. Let's do another one, right? Let's not stop there. Let's do another one. You tell me. You tell me that the pair. It doesn't matter to me. Seriously, it doesn't matter. Somebody typed in the pound yen. I'm going to get too many of them. So, all right. Which direction and where to? Down to about 38.52. Right there. All right. Yes or no, should we be in this? Here's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful example of how momentum would have saved target traders so much money. Momentum, the momentum breakout strategy has been long since this level right here for the last 560 pips. Type in a wire yes if you see that. So even though we have a missed target down here, we shouldn't have been shorting. You wait until we get 3 red boxes down. Then measure the distance between current price and your target. Measure the distance, set your grid up then. But right now, we have no trade. You shouldn't be in anything right now. Now, you should have the momentum breakout on alert when we get 3 red boxes. That's going to be your entry. It's going to be your signal to enter. Then you take again. Let's say that we got 3 red boxes right now. Now, I'm going to play hypothetical here, right? Hypothetically speaking, let's say we got 3 red boxes. Okay, we get 3 red boxes. I would then take my distance here, which is 800 pips. I divide that by 10, so I'd say my grid needs to be 80 pips wide. My target's going to be 800 pips. I'm going to sell. I'm going to go both above and below. My stop, I put my stop wherever, above this higher, wherever it's at. And I put my target down here, and I'd hit OK. So in this example, let's say it's at, my stop would be 147. This is pure hypothetical. But if this were the case, this is what it would look like if we got 3 red bricks right now. My stop would be, let's say, 47. Target would be down there. Everything looks good. I'm going to do 10 above and below. Boom. Done. And done. Type in a wire yes if you're like, okay, wow, that's pretty amazing. But we're not doing anything yet, because here's the deal. We're not doing anything because we have a clear direction. We have a clear direction and level we're moving to. We also have a clear management technique, but we don't have a clear entry yet. So let's wait. Let's wait until the best entry tool we have gives us a very clear entry, which is the micro price detector. Once we get 3 down, boom, put on the grid and walk away and go live your life. Go live your life. All right, let's go to another one. Again, it doesn't matter what pairs you want me to look at. Yes, Oliver. Yep. All right, any pair, it doesn't matter. Dollar CAD. All right, let's see how fast we can make a decision on trading. Which direction and where to? Down, right? Down to this level. Here, to about 35.85. Down to 35.85. Okay. Dollar CAD. Yes or no, are we in a sell signal right now? Yes, we are. Most recently, 1, 2, 3, therefore, guess what? Here's the trade. That's about 100 pips, so I'm going to go, here's my trade. Watch this. My stop will go above here. I'm going to go. I'm not going to be worried that it's about 1-to-1, because I'm going to use the grid and I'm going to use the probability of that target being hit. So now what I'm going to do is this. This is a 100 pip target. So I'm going to use my distance between my grids is going to be 10. Both sides, I'm going to sell the market. My target overall is going to be 100 pips. My stop is going to be 138. My target is going to be 135.85. Both sides, 10, 1, 2, done. Done and done. Check that out. Done, guys. Done. Now, would all of us come to the same conclusion on this trade? Would all of us say, if we're looking at targets, that we're heading down to this level? Yes or no? Yes. Would all of us say that it's probably a pretty high quality entry point, simply because we got 1, 2, 3 micro price detector momentum showing downward signals? Put our stop above here, a target there, trade it with the grid. Done. My job's done. I'm trading with probabilities. What we know about this, we know that price has an 89% chance of heading down to this level within the near future. All right, let's go to another pair. Dollar yen. Which direction and where to? Well, we can't make a decision on this one, guys. No decision yet. Now, here's what I will do on this one. This is a little more advanced, but here's what I would do. I would, however, say when and if price is able to rally up to this level here, so I'll set an alert here. Set an alert. So when price is able to rally up to this level, there, I then want to sell down to here. Type in a wire yes if that makes sense. So after we get to here, I then want to sell down to here, but I don't want to enter until the micro price detector goes 1, 2, 3 red. Then I'll set the grid up. Now I'm done and done. You see how this eliminates like the need for any guessing? I don't have to look at this chart any further, right? My job is done. There's no reason for me to stay on this chart any longer. I know exactly. I'm heading up here, so I'm just going to, I can't do anything until we hit this level. So now I'm going to set my alert and I'm going to walk away. I'm just going to, I don't have a trade. There is no trade. All right. Next, pound CAD. Okay, you guys answer the questions. Number one question, which direction, where to? Down to 66.35, thereabouts. Or right around 66.30 actually. Okay, so now we know where we're heading to. Now let's go pound CAD. Let's see. Yes or no, are we most recently in a sell signal with the micro price detector? Yes, we are. This is a eureka moment. This is a jackpot moment. Put our stop above here, our target down there. Let's measure the distance between current price and the target, which is 1,080 pips. Divide that by 10, so our grid is going to be 108 pips wide. So I'm going to go 10, 108 pips. My target's going to be 1,080. I'm going to sell. Both sides. My stop is going to be 178.60. My target is going to be 166.30. Before I hit OK, does everybody understand why I'm selling down to this level and why it's a high quality entry at this point right now? And why I'm using these grid settings, because that's the distance between current price and my target divided by 10. Very simple. So 178.60. There we go. 1, 2, done. There we go. Now, quick question for everybody in here. If I'm trading this currency pair right here, is there anything else I need to do? If I'm a short-term swing trader and, you know, if I think about this, right? Let's think about all we're doing as, yeah, pray. Always, right? Always pray, Sam. That's always in everything, no matter what. Yeah, go to the pub. That's exactly what I was going to say, Carol. Go to the pub. Go crack open a Corona and, you know what, sit back and just let the markets do what they're going to do. Because what do we know about this trade? We know that we have a 90% probability of price heading down to this level. We also know that we got a high quality entry because we use the micro price detector, and we're using a very high quality management technique. Heck, it doesn't even have to get, it could get halfway down to that level and we could end up making 1,000 pips, right? Because it's going to wave down to that level. And we can reestablish the grid. So we could probably turn this 1,000 pip target into, I don't know, 2, 3, 4,000 pips. How awesome is this combination of courses, guys? On a scale of 1 to 10, you let me know. How awesome is this combination? I believe that this is a 10 out of 10 combination of courses right here. It answers everything clearly, logically, and systematically as easily and as you know, fast as anybody can do it. So let's do this. Let's go through some more. Christopher says, mate, it's wicked. I agree. All right, what's the next one? Euro dollar? All right, direction and where to. And then I'll do pound Swiss. And then I'll do pound Aussie. Sam, we are doing some bundles. We are doing some bundle opportunities today for sure. For the last time, we've got a bundle opportunity for, we extended the Cinco de Mayo special. which is a very good thing for everybody in here. Okay, so we're heading down, right? It's about 107. Let me just ask real fast, does everybody understand why we're heading down to 107? Okay, number 2. Let's look at the micro price detector and let's verify. 1, we're either about ready to or we're in a sell. Yes or no, are we about ready to enter into a sell? We're not quite there yet, but are we almost going to, very close, go into a sell zone? Yes, we are. And so here's the way this is going to look. And this actually might happen live while we're on this together. You would place your stop above here. My target would be about 220 pips away. So my grid would look like this. So I'd go 10, above and below, 22 pip grid. My target would be 220. My stop would be 110, 110.20. My target would be 107. I'm not going to hit OK yet. I'm not going to hit OK yet. If we get a confirmation within a couple pips here, if we get a confirmation, and we're probably going to see this happen live, if we get a confirmation of a red, a third red, we fire it. But everything's here, so both sides. Okay, you know what? I don't want to just sit on this just blindly. So, can somebody that has momentum? Yeah, Jerry. Yep. Somebody that has the momentum. Can you let me know when this turns? Well, this might turn red here in a second. Let's say it turned red right now. Let's hypothetically say, I know it hasn't quite turned red, but let's just boom, done. My job would be done, right? Technically, it hasn't turned red yet, but you guys understand why we would do this trade? Clear direction. Clear direction to that level. Nice entry point. Jackpot. Okay. There's a, which ones have we done? Which ones haven't we done, I should say? Pound Aussie. Let's do Pound Aussie. So imagine how much time this saves you also. These are for short-term swing trades. You're a short-term swing trader. Let's say you don't have any trades in the markets yet. The first pair you go to is the Pound Aussie. You click on the Pound. Oh, I got to do Pound Swiss. I said I'd do Pound Swiss, but let's do the Pound Aussie first, and then we'll do Swiss. Okay, the first question I ask myself is which direction and where to? I'm going to do Pound Swiss next. We're trading down to right around 68, 65. So we've got our clear direction. We've got a clear level. Now let's get a nice, powerful, logical entry. Pound Aussie. Micro price detector. Yes or no, should we be in the Pound Aussie yet? No. Guys, I got to tell you, I am in the Pound Aussie. And I just thought about the combination of these just literally a few hours ago, and I'm like, geez, why am I not using the greatest entry technique? I'm in the Pound Aussie because of this missed target. I've been trading this with the grid, and I'm like, hey, and I'm very confident. I'm very confident this thing's going in my direction. Very confident we're going to head down here. But the thing is if I would have been using the micro price detector, the momentum entry, I wouldn't be in this trade yet. I'd be sitting on my hands. And I would have saved myself, I don't know, at least about 100 pips right now. Type in a wire yes if you see that. So this is absolutely going to be a brilliant short, but let's use the power of the tools. Let's wait until we get a confirmation of the micro price detector because it's the greatest entry technique we have. Trade it in the direction, this direction, and then use the grid to manage it, right? I know, no, exactly. Tim says we wouldn't need to be watching it roll backwards. Exactly. Exactly. Now I'm drawing down in this trade too, and I look at the micro price detector and I'm like, I shouldn't be in this trade. I shouldn't be in this trade right now. I should get out and wait until we get 3 red bricks against us, or 3 red bricks, and then get back in and use the grid. All right, pound Swiss. So there's nothing in the pound Aussie. Pound Swiss. Now again, let's think about how fast can we make decisions. What does this potentially do to your decision making? So we're going to trade down to about 28.05. We have no clear entry right now. Type in a wire yes if you see we need to ultimately be thinking short, but we have to wait for a clear entry. We don't have a clear entry. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more, and then I'm going to invite every person in this room. We have a very special thing going on today. I have some very special gifts for you. I'm going to invite every person in this room. If you're excited about this combination of courses, we have something amazing for you today, and an opportunity for you guys to combine these, all 3 of these courses in a way that we aren't going to do. I've got word. We're not going to do it again after today until Black Friday. That's the next time we're going to do this. So in November, the end of November, we'll do something like this again, but not until then. All right, let's do the Euro New Zealand and then New Zealand Swiss. I'm going to do Euro New Zealand. Actually, I'm going to do Euro New Zealand and CAD Yen, and you'll see why in a second. Euro New Zealand. Again, think about how much time you can get back. Like how much time this will like save you, like where you're not just glued to your screens, just like sweating over moves. Okay, which direction and where to? 20, Mark. Down to 49, right around 49.40, right? Right there. All right. Micro price detector, Euro New Zealand. We don't guess on, oh yeah, hey, we're heading down to this level because we think we're heading down there. No. Let's not guess. Let's actually trade what is actually happening. Yes or no, are we currently in a sell? Yeah, we're currently in a sell environment. Now here's one thing you can do. You can make up your mind on this one. You can say, well, we are in a sell. We were selling since this level right here, but we're deep into this move. So maybe what you'll want to do is maybe wait until the next 3 green bar up and then trade the next 3 red bar down. That might be the right thing to do. But what if you were doing that same thing on the upside and you were hoping to wait right here on this big move? You're like, oh, I'm going to wait for that next 3 red bar down and then green bar up. Type in a wire yes if you see you would have missed this big move, right? So let's think about it this way. Instead of second guessing and saying, what I do know is this: the micro price detector is currently in a sell, which means it's a high quality selling environment. We have a target that's below current price, and so let's do the math. If we can get in now, even though it has been in this move for a little while, if we can get in with plenty of reward in comparison to risk, so we've got 875 pips worth of reward and 220 pips worth of risk. Type in a wire yes if you're like, yeah, that's probably pretty darn, that's good enough. You know what, that's good. I'm not gonna mess around. Let's not try to get cute with this, and let's just enter. You understand what I'm saying? Because we've got all the rules. Let's not add, I'm not a fan of adding rules on top of rules. Let's come up with very clear-cut rules, which is trade in the direction of missed targets over the last 13 weeks, target the furthest missed target, use the micro price detector to enter, and if you're currently in an entry, then feel free to get into that trade as long as risk to reward is good. Type in a wire yes if that makes sense. Once you've confirmed that like we have, then use the grid to establish the trade. So then take this, it's 870 pips. So we would go, my stop would go above this high. Here. So I'd say about 60-25. So I'd go 10 up, 10 down. What was the distance? Let's do that one more time. 865, so 86 pip grid. I'll just say an 85 pip grid above and below. We're going to sell. My target's going to be 865. My stop is going to be 160.25. My target's going to be 149.40. I'm going to go 10 grids, both above and below, and I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to trust that this trade is going to be great because I've got probability telling me we're heading down to 149.40. I'm already in an entry, and I've got really, really great risk management technique using the grid. Now my job's done. Now, as Carol said, now it's time to go to the pub. Type in a wire yes if you agree that this meets all of our rules as a trader. We've done everything we can. Now move on. Right? This is it. This is the holy grail of this is what you guys have been looking for. This is everything. All right. If you wanted to be a little more conservative, like, hey, well, Tyson, what, but this is a green bar, the green box, the last one. Well, then, okay. On the conservative side, maybe wait for the next red box and then establish the grid on the next red. That's fine. That's fine. All right, last one, and then I'm going to invite you guys to potentially get all this combination of everything. Okay, CAD yen. Which direction and where to? Which direction, where to? Up to this level up here to about 87.95. I'm sorry, 86.95. So we now know the direction and where to. Now let's go to the micro price detector, CAD yen. Whoops, not Swiss yen, CAD yen. Yes or no, are we currently in a buy environment and should we currently be looking to get long? Yes, right? 1, 2, 3. Most recent low since last micro price detector reversal is right down in here. So if I link that over to this chart, that's basically at last week's low. So I'll put my stop at last week's low. So my stop will be down here. So now let's do the math. Let's put on the grid. It's 425 pips away, so that means I need a 42 pip grid. So my target's going to be 425. I'm going to do a 42 pip grid. I'm going to buy bull sides. My stop is going to be 81. I'm going to go right below that 81.20. It's going to be my stop. It's below last week's low. My target's going to be 86.95. All the way up there, but I'm going to drop the grid. I'm going to book the profits once I get 425 pips in, and I'm going to hit OK, and now I'm done. Type in a wire yes in the question section if you can clearly see very clear. My job is done. I got a clear direction, level the market's moving to. I've got a reason to enter to believe that the momentum is now starting to go in the direction to the level that I think we're going to, and now I'm going to manage it without me needing to be in front of the charts. And I'm just going to let the markets do what it's going to do. Carol, that's a good point. Carol says it's too high to buy. So Carol, here's where you can make a decision. You can say, well, maybe it's too high to buy, so you wait for a retracement. But the reason why I'm willing to trade this, if some of you, a lot of you in this room probably need to do it this way. If you're risk to reward, so we're risking 150 pips to make 425 pips. Yes, could we maybe get a better entry? Maybe. But is our risk to reward good enough trading in a very high probability direction with a proper entry? Yes or no? Risk to reward, is it good enough trading in a high probability direction with a good entry? Yes. So if that's the case, yeah, we could maybe get a little bit of a better entry. We could. But there's also a chance that this thing, because of that missed target up there and because momentum is now starting to go to the upside, there's a chance that this thing starts to rally and we don't get another pullback. And by the time we get that pullback, the grid trader already booked their first 425 pips, right? Because we only need price to go. We don't need price to go all the way up to our target to get our first 425. All we need is price to kind of do this. That's all we need price to do, right? Once it gets up in here, boom, we got our first 425. And so because we grid traded all the way up, right? So what do you guys think? Did you guys like this combination? You guys really understand? Are you guys understanding? Is everybody understanding the combination of using targets to define the direction and where to, using momentum to as our very logical, very clear-cut entry point, and using the grid to set the trades up, to manage the trades, to be able to maximize our profits and get out of our own way. It is a perfect combination. It is literally, in my opinion, is the holy grail of combinations of strategies that I think if all you guys do for the rest of your life, and I love everything we do, but if all you did, let's say you never went to another trading session, you never came to one of these client webinars, you never went to another, mentoring session, nothing. All you did was this for the rest of your life. I'm not kidding you. I'm not joking. Every single one of you, that's all you did, should make a lot of money, because there's nothing more as a professional trader that I can do other than this. This is all I can do. Very clearly defined direction, have a very logical, powerful way to enter, and then set up an entry or set up a management technique and get out of the way. Somebody said, can you do the pound New Zealand really fast? Yes, I can, because this takes a minute to do. Why not just do it fast, right? Okay, direction is down to 73.65. Not because I think, but because based on what's actually happening in the charts. Let's go to the micro price detector. Let's ask ourselves, yes or no, do we have an entry? We do, right? We got an entry right here. So therefore, this is a valid trade that we should be in. Our stop can go above the recent high up here. Let's figure out the distance. The distance is 1,300 pips. So my grid's going to be 130 pips wide. My target's going to be 1,300. I'm going to sell it on both sides. My stop is going to be 188.85. My target is going to be 173.65. 173.65, and I go 1, 2, 3, done. Okay, so now next question, and then I'm going to invite all of you guys to at least express some interest and see what you could do, see what we could do to get you in all of these. So let me just ask a quick question. How long did it take, if I'm doing this by myself without explaining it, how long would it take for me to follow each one of these step-by-step rules and set up trades? For example, in the pound New Zealand, just in this one currency pair, how long would it take me to do that? Well, to make a decision, it takes literally, to make a decision, it takes me 10 seconds, right? which direction, where to, and is the micro price detector in the right direction. It takes 10 seconds. The thing that takes the longest is actually doing the math and the calculations and all that. But overall, yeah, I'd say Carol typed in 2 minutes. I'd say about 2 minutes per currency pair at most. At most. So what if you guys adopted something like this, and you focused on your 4 favorite currency pairs, and this is all you did. This is all you did. You focused on your 4 favorite currency pairs, and you literally just did this for the next 6 months. I believe you guys will be making more money maybe than you've ever made, simply because it's following the most logical direction to the most logical levels, using the most powerful entry technique with an amazing risk management technique. There is, in my opinion, probably not a better combination of courses than these 3 right here: target, momentum breakout, and grid trading. Type in a wire yes if you're starting to understand it and you see the power of combining these 3, and how fast, how easy you and I can come up with the same exact decisions, right? Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal. I can't go into a lot of details of this, but I can go into, I can tell you that this is a very good, you guys are in a good spot, because what we decided to do this morning is, and I'm very thankful for Jose. Jose is the one that actually went to management and kind of beat the drum on this and said, listen, let's extend this Cinco de Mayo. Let's extend it 1 more day. The executives gave him 50 additional seats. Well, I'm here to tell you that we had 50 to start the day. I have been told very clearly that we have 17 left. 17 available spots to get any course or any course combinations, customized plans, 50% off of normal prices, 50% off. But we only have 17 students that are going to be able to get this. Here's what I want you to do. It's going to be very simple. If you don't have grid, target, or momentum, I believe, and let's say you only have grid and momentum, or let's say you only have target and grid, I believe every single person that doesn't have those 3 for sure needs to type their phone number in, talk with their education specialist, and see what we can do to get you the 3 combination I talked about today. I believe it is the absolute holy grail of combinations of courses that if you did nothing else, if I never saw you again in one of these trading sessions, but then you showed up to the anniversary session next year, if that's all you did, I believe you would come and say, hey, listen, I have made a tremendous amount of money just by following those 3 strategies. Now, it doesn't matter. Maybe you have a combination. Maybe you have other courses. Maybe you wanted to have the mastermind, which is awesome. Maybe you want a trade copier, right? Maybe you want to go into the inner circle trade copier. It doesn't matter what you need, but what I want is this, is I want every person in here, and I mean this, if you have not typed your phone number in, or even if you have over the last, let's say 3 days or late last week and maybe even today, but you haven't talked to your education specialist, I want you to type your phone number in right now with the word bonus, because every person in this room that types in their phone number with the word bonus, what we're going to do is we're going to give you an FX Chief surprise. Now, I actually have a gentleman that I've worked with for years, and he just over the weekend just upgraded into Target. His name is Chris, and Chris S, and he's from Minnesota. I've worked with him in the past in different things, and he reached out to me and he's like, hey Tyson, what do you think of Targets? And I was like, well, it's no brainer. So he upgraded into Targets. It was awesome, and he shot me a text back and he said, Tyson, I was able to get a bonus of this. I can't tell you what the bonus is, but he was able to get a bonus, and it's like it's worth a couple $1,000s. I'm like, holy smokes! They actually gave that to you as the bonus. I couldn't believe what the FX Chief is actually given away as a bonus. It blew me away. It was absolutely amazing. But this is the deal, and every person in here in this room that types in their phone number with the word bonus is gonna at least you're gonna find out what the bonus is. But here's the biggest thing. Here's the biggest thing. I really want you to think about this. I want you to think about, do you have all of the tools you need? Do you have all of the tools you need to perform at the level that you want to perform at? I will say this until I'm blue in the face, and I mean this. And this may come off as, you may not like me saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I want every person in this room to spend as much money as you have to spend to become a professional, successful, profitable trader. I say that because of this. I spent personally $350,000 to become a successful, professional, profitable trader. You guys don't have to spend anywhere near that. Now, I look back on my career and I say, geez, that was unbelievable amounts of money. If I would have known that I had to spend that much money to become a professional trader, I don't know if I would have done it. But I'm so glad, and I thank the Lord every single day that I actually did. Because having spent, and I got most of my education, a lot of you know it, I got most of my education through the market, through losing a tremendous amount of money. And so I went through all of that, and I look back and I'm like, I wouldn't have changed any of it. So for me, I had to spend, for some reason, the Lord put me on a path to say, listen, you're going to have to spend $350,000, Tyson. You guys don't have to spend anywhere near that, simply because I didn't have access to this kind of technology. I didn't. If all you did, and I'm not kidding you, if all you did was this every day, if all you did was go, okay, Aussie dollar, what's the Aussie dollar doing? Okay, we need to trade up to that level. That's not, let's see if I can find a good, another decent one here. That's Aussie New Zealand. That's not a good one either. I think I already did dollar yen, right? Yep, we already did dollar yen. Let's go pound dollar. All right, pound dollar. Okay, we're heading down to this level here. Okay, I got that. If this is all I do, if this is all you did for the rest of your life, I am telling you right now, every single investment you've made in your education, because of the combination of these courses, and if you don't have these three, the combination of these three courses, I'm telling you, guys, this right here, this combination here is going to pay off everything. If all you do is follow this direction down to this level. Entry, should I be short in the pound dollar right now, yes or no? No, I shouldn't be, not right now. I should wait until 3 red down, then short, put a stop above here, trade it with the grid, and I'm done. Done and done. Some of you are asking, a lot of you are asking, well, Tyson, how much is the grid? Listen, everything that we're doing right now, education specialists have so many specials that they're putting on as far as combination specials. So many specials because of the FX Chiefs bonus. All I want you guys to do is this. This is all I ask. I have no clue what you guys need to put in your toolbox to help you get to where you want to be. I have no clue. And honestly, I don't. But what I can say is this, is I can say with a lot of confidence that there's probably some, maybe some of you, there might be some of you in this room that have everything you need. And you know, I wouldn't put it past some. You know, I know there are students that have everything they need, and I love it. But there's a lot of you in here, and I would say most of you, that have things you know you need. I'll give you an example. If I'm a carpenter, right, and I go out and I build cabinets for houses, well, there's tools that I absolutely need. And there's things, and if I use a hammer or a screwdriver that's 30 years old, I can get by with that. But you know what? Once I have the ability, or if I could potentially upgrade my tools, then guess what? I should probably upgrade my tools to start giving myself a raise, to start helping myself make a little more money. And so here's what I want you guys to do. I have no clue what you need. I don't know. But I do know this. I believe that every person in this room probably needs something as part of your toolbox. So all I want you to do is type your phone number in with the word bonus. Talk with your education specialist. Maybe you looked at this combination of these 3 courses, the grid, momentum, and target, and you say, well, I don't want anything else. That's like all I need to do for the rest of my life. By the way, I actually think this is all you probably need to do for the rest of your life, and I'm not joking. I think you could have a very, very long, very successful trading career just by doing what I showed you today for the rest of your trading career. And you could more than likely pay off most, if not all, of your educational expenses very fast. But even when you type your phone number in with the word bonus, on top of that, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a bonus. The FX Chief has a special bonus for every person that types in their phone number with the word bonus. It's going to be awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So I want to do this. I want to thank those that have typed in their phone number with the word bonus. And I want to encourage every person in here to do the same. Now, no, we're not charging your credit card. We're not going to like force you into anything. what we're really going to do, what I love about this is it forces you to talk with your education specialist about your path. That's one thing we don't talk about enough. We don't talk about your where ultimately are you going to end up? Where is your path going to take you and how do you get there, right? That's so vitally important. It's, hey, I want to make $180,000 a year. This is where I'm starting. I've got a $20,000 account. I can dedicate this much time to the markets. Well, okay, what is the path, hypothetically speaking? What is the path that it's going to take me to get to that level? That's what a lot of you need to have. And typing in your phone number with the word bonus is going to allow you to establish, maybe reestablish, or continue that relationship you have with your education specialist. And then they're going to be able to formulate a plan for you. Now, maybe you won't be able to get all the tools. Like I can go to Home Depot right now, and I can go and I can shop all day and have a whole huge wish list of things I want. Doesn't mean I need to get everything right now, but if I can get a few of those things that I know I need on my list, and I can get them for cheap and I can get them for a huge discount, then I might as well get them. For example, I've got a bunch of landscaping I need to do. If I can get a tree trimmer and I can get an axe and I can get some new lawnmower blades and I can get all that stuff because they're on sale, but maybe I'm going to hold off on a brand new riding lawnmower. Maybe I'm going to hold off on some other things. Well, then I need to get the things that I can get for cheap right now and then have other things on my wish list if I want it. So here's, again, what I want you to do. All I want you to do is just type in your phone number with the word bonus. That's it. That'll have spark a conversation with you and your education specialist. You possibly might be able to have the combination of the things we talked about today, or at least you could probably start to formulate a plan to get you the set of tools you know you need to be that professional trader you want to be. The greatest combination I could think of. That's what I spent this afternoon thinking about. I spent this afternoon thinking, what is the greatest combination of courses that I can think about? And from my standpoint, the greatest combination, there's other combinations that are amazing, but one of the greatest combinations that I could think of is targets combined with momentum entries and grid management. Absolutely amazing. And so here's what I want to do. I want to encourage, I want to challenge, I want to ask everybody in here, type in your phone number with the word bonus. And I want to thank those that have. Scott, thank you. I've got your phone number. Yeah, absolutely. No problem, Eddie. That'd be great. We don't have palm trees in Minnesota, but yeah, I wish. Jorgen, thank you. I've got your number. Julie, I see you typed in target. That's great. Now, some of you in here may have momentum and targets. You need grid. Some of you have targets and grid. You need momentum. Some of you might have saw another course you loved. You're like, you know what? I like the entry strategy on that course, the management strategy on that course a little better. It's fine. Trust me when I say this. Your education specialists have seen your circumstances. That your circumstances right now are not unique to what they've seen. We have over 30,000 students that we've worked with. So whatever you're going through right now, we've seen it, and we've also seen students that in your circumstances, we've seen students that have not succeeded, based on some things that have happened, and we've seen students, and we know the catalyst of students that have succeeded. And for me, from my standpoint, if I were in your shoes, and maybe I'm not quite performing the way I want to, I would want to know exactly what the students in the same circumstances that I'm in, what did they do? What are they doing? And what did they do to become successful? What are the things that they absolutely stuck to and did? That's what I would want to know. And I want to know, is there a way for me to get on that path and actually do the same thing? So again, thank you to Douglas. I've got your number. Julia, Daniel, thank you. Jan, Napoleon, thank you. Jorgen, thank you. Eddie, Scott, Carol, thank you. Christopher, thank you. Jamie, Jeff, and Aaron, I've got your numbers also. Thank you for that. I am going to, yeah, absolutely, Carol. We're going to reach out to you. We'll go over that. So if there's something you've had on your wish list, type in your number. Get the FX Chief surprise. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love that surprise. Most importantly, you guys are on the path to becoming, I'm going to attribute this to, master level doctors, right? Master level carpenters, master level engineers. You guys are on your path to becoming master level traders. I showed you a combination of strategies today that can get you master level trading very fast, clear cut, very easy. Some of you in here, you might be like, well, I can't get them all right away. That's okay. Then parse it together. Formulate a plan for us to get you the things that you have on your wish list. If you have things on your wish list, let us work with you on a path and a plan to get you there, okay? But if you don't type your number in, then, you know, we don't know. We can't work with you if you don't type your number in. If you do type your number in, we can talk with you. We can give you the surprise and see if we can formulate that path and that plan for you. So I'm going to end here. I do want to thank everybody. This has been fun for me. It's been exciting. It was a little different, combining some strategies, showing you kind of a clear-cut, logical way to trade things combined, which is always fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll keep this open for a few more minutes. If you have not yet, I just want you to simply type your phone number in with the word bonus. Talk with your education specialist. See what they can do, even if you're not sure. Right? Even like, I don't have any money. That's okay. Formulate the plan, okay? All right, everybody. Hey, Kevin, thanks a lot. No problem. Manu, thank you. Kevin, thank you. Julia, thank you. I've got that with bonus. Thank you. Dan, I see that. No problem. Thanks. All right, everybody. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you very soon. Thanks, guys.